It's already 96.
Ah! Alright, it's up.
Okay.
So we did 8. I got the. Damn it, it won't let me log in.
What you talking about, Mo? For you to be at 8 o'clock, I mean, for me to be at 8 o'clock, I gotta get at 2:30.
What's the password for Facebook?
Huh?
Password for
Tell
everybody.
Tell everybody.
Oh, I can't log into Facebook.
I know I'm gonna go on the live on mine.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, Sunshyne
What's up?
has it over there, huh?
What's up?
Fresh and so clean.
Fresh and so clean. Outcast.
Outcast, thank
Yes.
you.
Oh, these are mine.
I am
Oh, these are mine.
I mean, shit. I'm not so ready.
Automatic.
How many weeks did you?
No, we
I
can't.
don't know. Yeah, not right now. Not to see so. Well, kind of like I said, that's what I figured was wrong with it in the first place.
Kept saying that.
Didn't I say that? Happy anniversary, Reggie.
Hey everyone!
Today our 21st anniversary, bro.
Facebook Live.
May 19th.
National
You
Gas.
sure is right. I didn't even.
They're
Wow.
talking while I'm talking.
Wow.
I don't understand why Mo always try to go live at 10 after
At the
10
after
o'clock.
party.
I don't know.
I don't
Because
get
the
that.
music is going on and I can still go live and talk to people. Only 3 people watch my live stuff. I only got 3 friends out there. Everybody else watching that wedding of that girl. Cool.
And you know what they talk about? Black people and drama at weddings.
Well, that black hat, the
All right.
white hat was drunk.
Who causing all the drama?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear
So,
me? I can't hear
hi
me.
everyone. Mash the gas.
They didn't talk to me?
At the
I
after
was
party
talking to you.
network. Side B, because we're a little risque.
Yo, what's up? Good morning. This is your boy Q. Hey, MoSwagg Live. Welcome to the Master Gas Talk Radio Show on this morning. Hey, listen, we got a fire show for you on this morning. I got the MTG crew with me on this morning. First off, say hey, Miss Sunshyne. Tell everybody what's up.
Good morning, how y'all doing?
I got my boy Hendrix with me on this morning.
Hey.
And then last but certainly not least, Miss MoSwagg is here to get it.
Hi! I know I have multiple colors on. It's different shades of purple. And I can do that. You know why? Ah! Because it's my shit.
I mean, all that was wonderful, but the microphone is to your
But I'm talking to them with 3 people. with
But
3
you need
friends.
to talk in the microphone. We pay for airtime, Mo. Talking to Mike.
Hello. Thank you for the advertising. Hi.
Listen, check this out. We're going to go ahead and get the show crunk real quick. Anybody want to master gas on anything this morning? I got a couple of things real quick, but let me start with you, Miss Sunshyne. You got anything you want to master gas on this morning?
I'm gonna save mine. I'm gonna save mine till later.
You going to save yours
Yeah,
till later?
I think it goes hand in hand, so I'll save mine for later.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what
Sunshine's
that means.
dignified. She's dignified.
Yeah, she dignified, and that also means that, because, Hendrix already created Pump the Brakes. So she pumping the brakes this morning. That'll work. What you got the master gas on, Moses? I'm looking at you.
I think everything is just wonderful. I think everything is just wonderful. I have nothing to match the gas on except for.
I'm just saying, gotta be
something.
Gotta come something.
Except for, I understand the royal wedding. I think is absolutely exciting. When I was a little girl, I watched Princess Diana Spencer.
Yes.
I watched her at 3 o'clock in the morning in Maxton, North Carolina, because my grandma and grandpa told me to stop watching TV. And I said, no, I'm watching this wedding. But another 30, 40 years later, let me tell you, we as women of color, because I'm going to say she's a woman of color because she got 1 drop of black blood, so according to the United States, she's color.
Yep.
But then, according to me, I'm like, you're mulatto, but I'm going to leave that alone. We can't have this marry a prince and live happily ever after, because if you look like me, you can't have that. It's not a reality. And it's cute, and everyone's, hashtag royal wedding, and everybody's, and I get you. I'm there with you. I'm an Anglophile. I know the history of the monarchy. You know why? Because I love it. I went to the south of France and knelt at the grave of Princess Monaco.
So what did you measure the gas on? What?
Y'all can't have happily ever after.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Stop watching it. Stop watching it. I understand you watch it. You can't have
You
happily
can't
ever
tell
after.
people to watch on their
No. But you can't. Don't let the little. Yeah, they can pay for it, but don't let the little girls growing up thinking this is reality. This ain't our reality.
But Mo,
I know.
But
I know.
okay, but
There
only
you go.
okay. We're gonna talk about that later, Mo. Because
We said
because
whatever.
yeah, we'll
That's
talk.
my opinion. Naturally, yeah.
Hendrix, what you got to match gas on? We're gonna
You
stay
know
on
what?
subject today. We're gonna stay on time
Look,
today.
look, these stupid people parking downtown.
You in the
Stupid.
parking.
No, 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 no,
Real.
listen. This lady in a white Maxima on Olive Street, downtown Dallas. I'm gonna call you out because, yeah, I'm not gonna give you license plate number because I know that too. But you have parking meters. Parking meters are, you have two parking meters side by side.
So you can watch us.
What happens is either the front end of your car is supposed to be at the parking meter or the rear end of your car should be at the parking meter. You should not park where you're at the middle of your car is taking up both parking spots.
Absolutely.
You
Right,
dumbass.
Right.
So what the hell is wrong with you? And then she looks at me like I'm crazy when I was like, you need to choose a spot. Up or back. You need
Right.
to choose one. Because you can't park like that.
Nope.
So, but anyway.
Was she
but
cute?
no, she wasn't cute.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Did she have a sundress on?
No, she didn't have a sundress on. And
Had
goodness,
she been
thank
cute
you.
or had a sundress, you wouldn't have cared.
I would have still talked about it, but I would have gave her a little slack.
Right. I mean, we're gonna talk about you with
Because
agree.
this is sundress season, and when I tell you the last week has been
A
amazing.
Slurpee?
Woo!
Negro, you drink a Slurpee?
A Slurpee because I couldn't make my AC unit this morning because Kroger ran out of dry ice. I knew it was going to be warm up in here, so I had me a Slurpee to make sure I stayed cool. Because I done already got cussed out by my doctor because I had a heat rash from riding my hoverboard back and forth between two buildings at work.
Bro, you've been riding your hoverboard between two buildings at work, bro.
Yeah, but it
How
wasn't.
you
It
get a
was
heat
before it was 80 degrees. Because when you have lupus, you're not supposed to get direct sunshine.
Right.
And so
See, heat rash, I'm thinking between your legs.
No. It was on my chest, my back, my chest, my back, up under my armpits. But my doctor gave me a nice, long, thorough 45-minute tongue lashing
Wow.
because I didn't have on sunscreen, but it wasn't above 90 degrees yet.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking, well, it's not 90. I don't need sunscreen.
But you know that humidity, that THI.
Yeah, that's the problem. And
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. And I was like, well, I was only out there for like 15, 20 minutes. And when I went to the DR,
It
she
doesn't
told me.
take long.
No.
It does not take long.
She told me when we went to the DR that I had 2 hours. I cannot be in direct contact, be in direct sunlight for more
That's
than
the
2 hours.
Dominican Republic for the rest of us and not the doctor.
Oh,
DR.
Yeah, the DR, Dominican Republic. I'm sorry.
Everybody else was niggas doctor. When I
Right,
went to the doctor.
right. I was just looking, Mo. Boy, why you looking at me like I about to say something, Mo? I was not about to say nothing. No, I wasn't about to say nothing.
In my head, what had happened was.
Right. I mean, I'm gonna say nothing, Mo. Not today.
But yeah, I didn't have on sunscreen and I was riding my hoverboard because our company is expanding and we bought two buildings and gutted them out. And,
Y'all need a receptionist?
not yet.
Yeah, do y'all need anybody working in the finance department? You know,
Actually,
anybody
we probably
keep the
will.
books, anything like that.
We
need to
probably
do that.
will need some
Thank you
people
for
to
calling
find.
XYZ company. How may I direct your call?
That's all you need to do.
Ooh,
Mo.
I feel-
Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we got a fire show for you, like I said on today. I'm gonna be like Miss Sunshyne. I'm gonna save my man's gas for a little bit later. Because you know what? I'm just so tired of people and their foolishness and fuckery.
Mm.
Foolishness and fuckery. That's just my 2 words. for
I'm
today.
wondering why we can't live in an era with Thanos going ahead and just knocking all those people out.
Damn.
For those of y'all not familiar with Avengers and all that, yes, I need
Just-
Thanos just to snap his fingers and take all
All the stupid people.
of them. All
Wow.
of them. And if I'm one of them, so be it. Whatever. The world will be a better place. I don't give a fuck. We're overcrowded. It's too much damn
Just
shit
go,
going
just
on.
go.
Yes.
Well, you know, Dallas is expected to have at least 90,000 more people move to the city within the next 3 years. That is crazy. Well, I'll tell you what, listen, everybody, we're going to go ahead, we're going to take our first quick break. We're going to take a 5-minute break. I don't know what song I got playing. Oh, TKO. Love TKO by my boy Teddy. And when we come back and when we return, we're going to go ahead and start with our collab show. We'll be right back after these words. Well, after this song, I guess.
Words.
We're not ready for the words yet.
Ow! I didn't see this on the list.
Did you look at it, Mom?
I did. I said, damn, I don't know none of them songs.
You don't know Love
No,
TKO?
I do.
I've been saying,
You
Mom.
gonna lose your black card,
I
man.
know,
Oh, what?
wait a minute. I know the Blue Notes, baby. So I know that.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Blue note.
You know, I was looking at the Blue Notes the other day. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play some Blue Notes in June. Because y'all know I'm trying to get the music ready for June. So I'm going all the way back a little bit. I found some old school Rick James, before Tina. I found some there. Oh yeah, I'm going back a little bit. And I want to bring a little country mix into it a little bit.
Like country?
I like Garth Brooks.
Okay, now I got friends in low places.
Yeah, I like
You know
Garth
what?
Brooks.
If we're gonna do that, can we get some cross Canadian ragweed?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
that mess at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
do that.
versatile in my music.
Yeah,
I'm
I
versatile.
I mean, I am too. I am too. But I'm like, you know, what you want to bring in? 'Cause
Yeah, but
I-
they got this song called Boys from Oklahoma.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, are you from
I just thought that.
But the song is funny as hell. Because they
That's
said
all I
Boys
do,
from
Mom. Just
Oklahoma
tell me
roll
the
their
truth.
weed all wrong.
Okay, so let me tell you, these people right here,
Funny as hell.
these people right here,
The whole song
okay, they get about
is funny
$20
as
every
hell.
time you refer somebody to them. So they working off of word of mouth referrals. So go on and give them a call. This dude right here just came into the building, or whatever the case it is. He didn't tell me, advertise nothing like that, but I do know that he has a small business, so let's just hit on that.
Okay, From America gonna call you.
He is?
Yeah.
Why you calling me? You over advertising, why you calling me?
Well, I already had a sit down meeting with him in 10 hours. What do you
I don't need no
what do you
sit
need
down.
to name?
I don't need no sit down.
Oh,
And I told him quote him 400.
yeah.
Trying to get some contract.
Okay.
Oh.
Did you get that template?
Yeah, I got the template, but she wants to know if we know like our demographics as far as age, income, household. I don't know.
Actually, you know what? We
We're
can
working
use.
on that, aren't we?
We can use the demographics that I've been giving back when I do the marketing on Facebook.
Right.
I have those demographics,
That'll work.
and it'll show, which is crazy because most people that responded to our video
We
were
still live
ages.
on Facebook, by the way.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. This the behind the scenes y'all get to see. We talking business in between breaks. We hustle.
What's going on, Miss Peaches? How you doing? The age group is between 30 and 35 years old. More people that we're reaching, which is crazy because I was looking at our age group and we the last.
Right.
We're reaching older people versus our age group more so.
Oh, why do you, I'm part of that.
Yeah, she ain't in it though, but us, yeah, not her, but us. Hey everybody watching. Hey sis, what's going on, Kia? What's going on?
This is
Who is
my
Rain?
sister's card.
That's my
I
sister.
just
That's my big
contacted Tiffany this morning. I haven't heard back from her. My brother-in-law, he's interested.
Can I see one of his things? I
His
just want
is
one of them.
Jazzy Joint.
Yeah, we need to do all that. I
So
need some food now.
she looking to get.
Well, let me just tell you, the last time I was there, he treated me to chicken and waffles, and yeah.
Oh, he got fried fish?
Oh, it was off the chain.
Where you be at?
He is over off of East Ann Arbor,
That's in the hood.
It's
That's
in the
Most Hoods,
hood.
yeah.
Right around the
Okay.
corner from Big T.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I was
Just,
Needless
well,
to
I may go pay him a visit today. I'm be in the hood today.
Oh, we gonna be over there. We gonna be over there. Oh,
He
you know what?
closed
No,
on
hold on.
Saturday.
Closed
Whoa.
on Saturday.
Whoa, that means he
And-
rolling.
And well, let me just tell you,
Oh, yeah.
you know, it's all religious purposes. He is closed on Saturday.
He's Muslim?
No,
7 day
Yes.
Adventist.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Okay.
So yes, no work on Saturday.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, but okay, Sunday. I didn't see the
That's
Sunday
why.
reverse.
That's Friday.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Sunset.
Okay, so let me see here. We're gonna talk about racial slurs first.
Alright, y'all, stand by.
Okay. Racial slurs. We're gonna break at 10:35.
Q.
Dude.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Master Gas Talk Radio Show. Listen, we hope you enjoyed that old school Love TKO by Teddy Pendergrass. And I was looking at Mo because at first Mo didn't know what the hell Love TKO was about, but then she remembered all of a sudden because she remembered the Blue Notes.
That's right, Teddy Pendergrass and the Blue Notes, baby.
That's
It's
right.
actually was Harold Melvin.
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Yes, Teddy P was a backup singer.
Featuring Teddy Pendergrass.
Not at first, though.
Not at first. He was a backup singer.
Mm-hmm.
He was a backup singer.
Where's Harold Melvin now?
Dead, probably.
Okay.
Just say, ain't he? Yeah, well, we can go on in then. So listen, everybody, check this out. We're gonna go ahead and get our show crunk and started. Real quick,
We gonna go there.
Okay.
Y'all ready over there in that corner?
Yeah, we ready. But
Let's see.
I saw something nobody else saw, so that's why she had to, yeah.
Do I need to move you from over there in the corner?
No,
Let me put you over there.
I'm just saying, she's been
We're-
distracted
we're-
this morning,
we're
so.
gonna-
Yeah. She been distracting me this morning.
It's
so.
all unintentional.
Oh, you got on pearls today. I was like, where your pearls at? But you got them on your wrist. Okay, so check this out. I want to talk about racial slurs on today. Yo, now listen, I put up a post on Facebook. We didn't get a lot of hits on that post, though. But we got a couple of inboxes on the post.
The post about what?
Racial slurs.
I'm just saying, I ain't got to
racial
it
slurs?
yet.
Oh, that one?
I ain't got to it yet. How you gonna be, you know?
Let me see your opinion. In fact.
You know what? You just like your students.
The
You
N-
ill
the
prepared.
N-word.
Right.
What the hell you need?
Right.
N-E-R versus N-A.
Right. Okay, so we was talking about the N word. The N-I-G-G-E-R versus the N-I-G-G-A. Okay, and I put that post up and I said, did white people create N-I-G-G-A or N-I-G-G-R, whichever, something like that in the post. The E-R, yeah. That.
Don't feel bad. I can't spell either. It's all good.
Well, I can spell pretty good, but I'm just sitting up here just trying to figure out what she's doing, but never mind, I know what she's doing. Okay, so I first off, real quick, you remember that video I sent y'all the other day about those girls fighting?
Right.
Okay, and so the girl, you know, she was saying the N-word a whole lot in this clip or whatever, and, you know, of course, you know, one dude was like, yeah, whoop that hoe, and whoop, you know, all this kind of stuff, whoop the whoop, and nobody went after him for saying, you know, whoop that hoe, or, you know, knock that in the face type deal. But if we on the street corner, you know, and if somebody call us the N-word, you know, of a different race or whatever the case is, a different ethnic background, except for, you know, Hispanics and stuff like that, because, you know, we all the same family. But, you know, what happens is that we will go to fight, you know, if someone, you know, maybe Caucasian, you know, maybe even Italian, probably.
Oh, Italians for sure, because they don't like us at all.
Yeah, you know, so you know.
Not, and I shouldn't say all Italian. I'm talking about in general. Most Italians do not like black people.
Yeah, and so you know, I want to know what y'all think about that, because really, you know, I mean, us growing up, that was something on the daily for us. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so I want to get y'all opinion on the racial slurs or whatever. Are we too sensitive to them, or are we like desensitized to the behaviors of how we use these words?
I think amongst ourselves we are desensitized because, you know, Jay-Z has put it out there. You know, we've made it our own.
Okay.
Is that such a good thing? Not necessarily, given that, and I'm going to go by the definition right now, if I can get into my phone because it's shut off. The definition of the word nigger.
Okay.
ER.
ER. Okay.
A contemptuous term for a black or dark-skinned person. Its origin is Spanish from the word negro, French negre, English negre to negro, and then in the late 17th century is what it says, transferred to nigger.
Wow. So I guess like any other word, the N word has its transcendence through time.
True. But
wow.
Here's my thing with it. I look at it as just like with chitlins, bacon, hog maws, greens, catfish.
Now you done made me hungry.
No, but listen, follow me.
I see what you're going.
Follow me on this.
They take our food.
No. What happens is all this food, just like with the food, it was thought of by whites as scraps.
Right.
They turned their nose up at it. We took it
And made it a delicacy.
And just like with the word, you turned your nose up at our culture. But even though you took us away from our culture in Africa, we started making our own.
Okay.
You turned your nose up at it. You meant it as disrespect, but we owned it. We made it better. And then you come back and you want it.
But here's my
it's
problem.
It's the same thing with the word. We took something negative, we owned it. Yeah, you can't say it, but between us, it's all good.
But here's my thing: is again going back to the definition
Mm-hmm.
as a contemptuous term, also regarded as contemptible, inferior, and ignorant. How can you make that your own? Because I don't see. Because I look at it, and I am using it in the term as ER.
Okay.
It is
okay.
in regards to being ignorant
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and inferior.
True.
Now, I don't see myself that way. I don't see you that way. I do not see Q that way. I don't see Mo that way. So, how are we making it our own?
This is the flip.
This is good.
This is the flip.
Because I think it could be
You
used
took
towards
the-
anybody.
True. You took the ER and you turned it to an A. That's when we start owning. That at that point, the definition became different. But regardless of the fact, when it comes from the mouth of someone of European descent, it's ER. When it comes from us as our own, it's an A. We understand it. Not agreeing that it should be said. I'm not saying that at all. Oh, I forgot to turn the phone off. Yeah, somebody texts me and they know I'm on the show. Anyway, but we flipped it and we made it our own. Just like this. Let me ask you this. If you were to go to someone of Caucasian descent or European descent and they had greens on the stove, would you touch them? If they had potato salad, if they quote unquote barbecue, would you touch it?
You know what?
Would you touch it?
Who made potato salad? Goddamn.
That's the question
Who
you
made
gonna
potato
ask.
salad?
You gonna ask who made the
potato salad?
And
Mhm.
it goes into the same thing. And this is how it flips, because we took something you turned your nose up at, was meant to disrespect, was meant to downgrade us. We took it, we owned it, we flipped it, and now you want it back because you see what you did. We take little bits. All we need is a little bit. This is why they won't level the playing field.
Okay,
Miss
so now
Here,
going
Sunshyne, can I read the definition from the
Urban Dictionary. Look,
Oh,
look right here.
Urban.
Because Tupac said it best.
Tupac said it best. Yeah, Tupac said it best. Nigga, N-I-G-G-A.
Hold up, you gotta go with the first one
you wanna
first. Gotta go with the first one
Okay,
first.
well, hold on. Let me. Okay. Oh, yes, right.
Because
Okay.
it's right here.
And I want us to do this, if you don't mind, y'all, real quick on today's show. Even though I know that we can use the N-word loosely on the B-side, let's
Right.
try to keep it to a minimum today.
Oh,
okay?
yes.
Let's say the N-word, the ER like we've been doing. Okay, so the ER, okay, it says, in the Urban Dictionaries, it says a black man with a slavery chain around his neck. So, to me, that could mean physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, most of all.
Right.
I can say that mentally, most of all, because some people don't look at us as, I wouldn't say as free, but they look at us as we're stupid, as we're not smart,
Mm-hmm.
as we can't retain or become a sponge of information.
Correct.
So anytime that someone, want to call you a stupid N or that kind of deal, it's 9 times out of 10 because you either have the information that they want or you won't give them what they need. So they have to insult you to make you feel like you're beneath them so they can feel inferior to you.
Correct.
And so when I was looking at that video and went home, because Lil Mama was throwing.
Yeah.
She was throwing. I was like, dang, Lil Mama, dang. I mean, but my thing was like, how do we as people, because Hendrix, I'm with you. You know, you say we took it and made it negative. I mean, made it positive, but it's so many of us using it in such a negative
freely.
way. You know, and you know, and so freely. You
Right.
know,
I never said I agree with it.
Yeah.
Because see, I don't. In the way I look at things, I don't have to agree with you.
Mhm.
But if I understand you, I can deal with you better.
Right,
See,
right,
just because
right.
I understand doesn't mean I'm in agreement.
Right.
But
right.
it's just like, I'll put it to you like this, all right? So I was going to hook up the AC this morning, get some dry so we can have some AC and be cool in here so we wouldn't be sweating like a sweat box.
Mhm.
And I noticed something very different. Now, I go into Kroger store, and all of those of Caucasian descent looked at me and were turning up their nose. I'm not dressed like a hoodlum today at all.
Not today. I mean,
No, not today. I'm you know, I look, you know, I'm not dapper or nothing, but you know, I'm good.
You look nice.
I mean, because I do go to the store with t-shirt and sweats, and
Right.
when I have my low cut. my
Look,
do-rag.
I've been on
Right.
Ghetto Fabulous and gone in my house shoes, so don't go.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking
You know,
about, right.
what I noticed was when I walked in the store in Richardson, people looked at me funny. But if I'm out in Frisco, Little Elm, they don't do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you like to know why?
I
Absolutely.
actually know why. Because
Okay.
out in Frisco, Little Elm area, they figure if you got enough money to be staying out here, you ain't all bad. And then on top of that, when they see me hop in the ride, or they see me hop out of my car, oh, hey, how you doing? No issues whatsoever. But
Mhm.
let me go to Richardson, Plano. They turn their nose up at me.
You know, it's some kind of stigma out there. You know, the Richardson, Plano area.
They racist. Damn it, it's been like this since we was in high school.
They're poor. They're poor. They're poor. Poor-minded. If you're in those other areas like Little Elm, you have people who are rich and you have people who are wealthy.
Right,
People who
right.
are rich are the ones who are racist because they're afraid. They're rich. They just got money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any pedigree. They have no lineage. So they don't understand how money really works. So they're scared they're going to lose their money and they're scared you're going to take their money. And either way, they're just real, just belittling and berating and they're nothing.
Mm.
They don't belong to a country club. You know, they haven't summered in the south of France. The most they can do is go to Destin, Florida.
I
I'm just
say
saying.
Destin, Florida.
That's where they go.
Ain't that one of the cheap cruise line things?
No.
This is like
That's where everybody goes. They're like, oh, I went to Destin, Florida. I was like, who the hell goes? That's like going to Myrtle Beach.
yeah.
And telling people. Yeah,
I mean, I work for
ain't
the
The
going-
only reason you go to Myrtle Beach is for Black Bike Week.
Oh.
Other than
And you
that,
shouldn't even go there for that because the people in Myrtle Beach, they close their shops down and tell you they don't want you there. Once again, rich versus wealthy. But when you're dealing with wealthy people generational wealth, people who they don't have a problem because you know what they like? They're like, let everybody be. It's enough money out here for everybody to get some.
Mm.
So that's the difference you have. That's what it is.
Well, you know what? I'm so glad you decided to join the conversation this morning because you've been over there busy. You done did
No.
math. Look, she done did math all on my damn tablet.
No.
And then she used up
but
all my
no,
little
she
paper.
was actually working for
Yeah,
the show.
I know. I
She
saw
was
it.
actually working for
I
the
saw-
show.
I
I
So
saw what
Yeah,
she did.
I got you. You demographic.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
said, brother, my goddamn tablet. I don't give a shit what kind of work you doing. Why my tablet got people
Oh,
over there?
that's true. It ain't like you gonna use any other. So, in regards to the MGER, MGAA, whatever, we tell people how to treat us. So when
Okay.
we use the word internally, when we use the word in rap songs, because I had a student say, you say the word, and I said, oh, we don't say that.
Okay.
I said, as long as you as long as you remain white, don't say that. I'm trying to help a brother. And I told him, I stopped the letter, I told the whole class, I was like, you don't say that word as long as, and they're like, I said, guess how long you can't say the word? As long as we're in class, as long as we're in school. I said, no, as long as you stay white.
What?
Because I'm trying to help them. Because see, people get so familiar, people get so comfortable that they can say. And they told me, they said, well, I said it with the A and not the ER. I said, you can't say it at all.
But Mom, okay.
It's
so
a
gee,
derogatory
oh my
word.
God.
Either way you
I'm-
way you say it, you can't say it. You
I'm
can't say
with
it to
you.
me.
I'm with you. Okay, y'all remember the Kings of Comedy tour?
Yeah.
Y'all remember Kings of Comedy?
Mhm.
Okay, y'all remember when
DL.
DL Hughley brought the white boy on the stage and he made him say, "What's up, my nigga?" You know, he made him say
Right.
that, and everybody laughed. I didn't laugh.
No,
I didn't find that funny.
You heard a laugh track, and you heard a couple of people. They hand is no, but that was nervous laughter.
That wasn't cool to me.
It wasn't cool to a lot of people.
But what I want to ask y'all, Rico, because we're gonna be going on break in a second, because we're gonna stay on schedule today.
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to every other day. You know what? I give us about an hour and a half of staying on schedule. Then we're gonna go here off the left, like we always do.
We don't never stay on schedule, bro. But I wanna. Do y'all think it's ever gonna come a time where it's gonna be okay for a white man to call us niggas?
Nope.
No.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm seeing how the world is transforming in front of us.
It's not a pretty place.
It's not. Thank you. It's not a place that I would say, okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna be cool in the next 5-10 years. But we talking about, we got more Caucasian rappers coming up. We have more like Cardi B, even though she's Puerto Rican, she's using the N word.
No, hold up. Puerto Rican.
She's Puerto Rican.
What is she? What is
She's
she?
not Puerto Rican. No,
Was
she
she
don't think
Hispanic?
like that.
But what she is? I mean, she wasn't saying she was Puerto Rican.
No, Cardi B's daddy is from
Cuba.
not the DR, but the other one. Where the baseball players from.
Dominican.
Cuba.
Let me look it up. The other one.
Well, okay, well she's of that descent, but she's using the word
The only
too.
difference was they both just stopped at a different spot.
Okay.
I mean, that's
Like
that's
you
true.
have those
you
that are
go
in Dominican
from
Republic.
Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica, hell, all of them.
But they don't like us, y'all.
No.
Some of them do, Mom.
No,
Some
it's
do.
only when you go over to Africa that they turn
Oh,
their
yeah.
nose up.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Cubans don't like Mexicans. Mexicans don't like El Salvadorians.
If
That's
you go,
them.
through
That's
the
them.
entire
And they don't like
Hispanic
us.
community,
And they don't like us.
you'd be surprised at the disdain that one group has for another.
Dominican. She's Dominican and Trinidadian. Her dad is from Dominican.
Trinidad.
Dominican.
Dominica.
And her
The
mama's-
Dominican. Yeah,
The
not
Dominican.
DR, but from Dominica.
Oh,
There's
Dominica,
the
okay.
Dominican Republic and the Republic of Dominica.
right.
So she's
So
not
that's-
from the
that-
DR.
yeah,
Not
so
from
it's
the
a
DR.
Republic of
And her
Dominica,
mama's
okay.
Trinidadian.
And her
Okay.
mom is Trinidadian.
And I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
like this: when I went over to Dominican Republic,
Mhm.
I wasn't dressed fancy and that because I was traveling. I was comfortable.
Mhm.
T-shirt, wind pants, flip flops. I got off the plane, and I just had my backpack because I checked my bag. I just had my backpack with my important stuff in it. I got off the plane with my family. Me and my little brother, we went off just by ourselves. They started speaking Spanish to us.
Yep. They
Right?
do that in
Oh.
Miami.
Oh no, I
In
get that
Miami,
all
they
the
do that.
time.
Yeah, they started speaking
Because
Spanish.
they automatically think that I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Dominican, I am something that speaks Spanish. And I'm like, no habla español. Now I've just ruined it because I just spoke Spanish. So obviously I'm lying. I'm like, no, I speak Spanish. I speak hamburguesa, papas fritas. El baño, por favor.
You gotta find a bathroom.
¿Dónde es
Yeah.
Bathroom.
I know a
But
couple words in Spanish.
But you know they liked you because you're a tourist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once they found out I was American.
Oh, now they want your
What?
money.
Yeah.
Now they
What?
want your money.
You can even marry into their family.
Oh yeah. When they found out I was American. Oh man. But that's been the funny thing as I've traveled around the world. What I've noticed is that if you're black and you're from the U.S. and you're black and you travel, there's one thing that they automatically assume about you.
Money.
They automatically assume your pocket's deep
Mm-hmm.
because
Right.
of the misrepresentation that we have in the media across the world.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
figured
Because
if
we
you
all got something going on. We all in sports. We all in music. We all
Right.
in acting, producing, and
My
something.
brother, 6'2", went to Hong Kong,
Mhm.
and he got out of limo because of what he was doing. People came up to him, because in Japan, China, Hong Kong, all the people have little autograph books.
right.
That fool started signing autographs.
But you know what? What?
He throw it
And
off.
you laugh
He
at
throw
that.
it off. He throw
You
it off.
laugh at that, but they thought I was Emmett Smith.
See?
They
Yeah,
thought I
yeah.
was. They
You know
thought
what?
I was Emmett
Yeah.
I
Smith.
never would have have thought it, but now that you said
Yeah.
that, I can
But
see
I was
it.
like-
I can see
Emmitt
it.
Smith, I get compared when I go out of the country. Emmitt Smith and Terry Crews. Those are the two guys I get compared to all the
Terry
time.
Crews, ooh, that's not a compliment because he's ugly, but you're.
But it's the bald head now.
Okay.
It's the bald head
Well, you
now.
know
But
what?
before that,
That
it was
sounded
Emmitt
like
Smith.
Pinky. What's his name? Pinky
Mm-hmm.
from
Friday.
From Friday.
Never saw that movie. Never saw that movie.
You seen Pinky.
So you know
I
what,
mean,
y'all?
you know
Why
what
don't
I'm
we
talking
do
about.
this? Why don't we go to our next selection, our next song, our break now? Let's go ahead and break it since he thinks he's Pinky.
Do
from
you know what
Friday.
song is being played,
The
Mo?
song, the next song.
Soul
that's the song.
Insurance by Angie Stone.
Angie Stone. Oh yes, I love me some Angie Stone. Even though she was with that boy. What's his name?
We'll be right back.
Just cut off. Cut off.
What boys you talking about? That one that took all the money? The one that's supposed to be a mansion?
No, the one with the night, D'Angelo.
Oh yeah, she got a baby by
I
D'Angelo.
know.
She got a baby by
I
him.
know.
That baby grown.
But you
now.
know, D'Angelo loved her. And he said, to this day, he said he would love her until he dies.
But you know what, though? That's just like Erykah Badu.
Right.
I don't know what she do to these
She has some
men.
good pussy. That's what they say.
That too. But I think.
I mean, other men say that.
But no, I think. I don't think it's just. I mean,
No, they say.
I think it's more than
And she
that.
knows how to treat her men.
Because you look.
Hey,
at
y'all, good
Andre
morning.
3000 before and
Let's see
after.
what y'all got going on. Hey, cuz, what's going on?
After. They,
What y'all think about them racial slurs and stuff? Y'all talk to us today. Give us some good comments.
Like, she said,
No.
Let's
"Hey,
see.
put it away."
no, to me, it's just, I see the opposite.
She built up. And
She built
so
up.
She built them up.
She built them up
Okay, I
and
can see that.
exposed their creation.
I can
Because
see that.
Andre 3000, he was nowhere near as like
Really? Okay.
before. If you look at the old Outkast,
Okay.
like their first 3 albums after Elevators,
Okay.
he completely changed. But that's when he was dealing with Erykah Badu,
Okay.
and then that's when he started dressing all wild and like, what the hell happened to 3000?
Richard, what size is this?
Do you know she do you know I met her? She was on the show when we were out there.
6x10.
This is 6x10. I'm gonna get some of these done for the hair shot.
Do you know she was out there? I was out there at the show, and so I had my daughter in my hands, and she thought I was a nanny. So she didn't speak to me. I was like, "Hi, I'm from City." She just, and I said, "You know what? It's cool. Go download your shit anyway."
But I've actually met her a couple of times. I've gone to a couple of her shows.
You still a dude, right? Okay.
I've come
I got
across
it.
her path a couple of times, and she's
I
always
was-
been really decent to me.
I was surprised. I got a hug. It was like, damn, I don't even know you. I was
She
just
was
trying to
getting to
stick.
my baby, said she was gorgeous, touched everything. Just thought I was a nanny, so I was nobody. I was invisible.
Oh,
So I said, these my, I said, wow.
I had somebody last night. I forgot though. I ain't operating
It's
that.
sundress season.
Can it be after this? Does it have to be
sorry, I
okay?
didn't wear sundress.
Reg,
But I just realized that
Oh,
my
this,
pants are see-through.
Yeah. Now you understand what was messing my head up when you was standing there with your
You got
shirt
a
up and
secret.
you was great.
You got on you sunshine and sunshine.
She was letting all her sunshine
Ooh,
spread.
sunshine.
Oh, Lord.
That's what I was just
I
like,
just look
Okay,
like,
so this
okay,
size right here, Mo.
big.
That's too big.
It's too big.
This
Can
is
we
too
just-
big?
Yeah. No,
You want to make it more like 3x5?
no, I want to make it half of this.
That'd be about 3x5.
So this is too
Because
big, Mo.
this is 4x6.
Okay. 3 by 5, that's too big.
Why is that too big,
Stand
Mo?
up.
I'm standing up.
Put this in your pocket. Ah!
hey, you
folded
folded it.
You folded it.
That's the
That's
thing.
the point. You hate me so much. You just want me to be wrong so bad.
Oh my goodness. I can't even say something. I can't say nothing. You sure right about it. I can't say nothing on that one.
And see,
I know I'm
women-
hungry though.
Women, we have a crossbody, so they can take that and put it in the crossbody.
Okay. Okay.
This, they'd be like,
I ordered me a new backpack off of Amazon. I hope it's alright.
I gotta, you know what? That reminds me. I need to take my whatchamacallit out. It's
what's
summertime.
the color?
My Louis backpack. It's time to take it out. It's summertime.
Hey, why don't you come on down? We got a, who is that person? Dolce & Gabbana for 1100.
Go talking about bad? See, I ain't there yet. Now, our millionaire can do that. Give us a piece and we all.
You know what?
Millionaires don't do it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The only reason I got that Louis Vuitton backpack was because it was the girl I was seeing at the time. It was her birthday.
You know,
my
you bring
sister
up-
was graduating from college, and I'm like, if I'm spending $1,400 up in Louis Vuitton, I'm gonna get me something for myself too.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try this.
I always do it for myself. But
You
yeah.
spent how much for you?
It was $700 for each
So I
person.
mean, you tell me something. No, I don't care. I'm good.
The bucket purchase, it was $700 a piece. So I got two
Right,
of them.
that
I'm like,
came
well, I'm
out.
gonna give me some.
Hey, what? 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Master Gas. We're so happy that you decided to join us this Saturday evening from 10 a.m. to 12 noon Central Standard Time. We are discussing education.
Parental choices and responsibilities.
Parental choices
and
and
responsibility.
All right.
Because this is my take on it. Y'all have these children out there who, if you are a black parent, I'm not saying white parent, I'm not saying Asian parent. If you are a black parent and you have a child and your child over the age of 6 does not know that Africa is a continent and not a country, you screwed. Because you haven't even started with the basics.
Mom,
I'm not finished.
I had a question.
Let me tell you why this bothers me. Because if you don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going. If you don't know who your people are, and if y'all keep with them damn birth certificates, not putting them fathers' names on them damn birth certificates, you're going to have more children not knowing who they are, who their people are. Now, I understand y'all don't like these men and all that stuff, but you kept having sex with them over and over and over and over and over and over and over. That's why, like, on
And
Father's
unprotected
Day,
sex, that.
unprotected. And that's what really bothers me, your parental choices. Father's Day, y'all want to get on Facebook every single damn year.
Thank you, Bree,
Instagram every single damn year. Twitter every single damn year, and say I'm the mother and the father. No, you're not. What's that insect that can have sex with themselves?
It's several of them.
Okay,
Asexual insects. Because you got the earthworm as one.
Earthworm. Y'all are not earthworms. Y'all had to have sexual intercourse with that man every single time, and now you want to take credit. The only reason he doesn't want to be with you, he wants to be with his children, but if he has to be with you and hear that back talk, and he decides why have that toxicity in his life. So your parental choices, piss poor parental choices.
Piss poor parental choices.
It is.
I like
You
that.
know what?
It is, and they bother me with that having
That's
these babies
triple
with all
PC.
these damn men, and then talk about, well, he don't want me. No, he didn't want you. The other men didn't want you either, because you don't want your damn self. That's why nobody don't want you. And now you got children who are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, who have to unfortunately deal with the baggage, because he didn't want me. No, he didn't want you. He wanted the other girl. Just because, like when he was with another girl, you stuck in there and then tried to have sex with him so you could have a baby, so because you thought a baby would keep him. That's why he don't want you. He didn't want you when he was having sex with you.
Now hold on. As much as I agree with you, there's always
The other
the
side.
other side.
Bum, bum, bum.
Because I was married to a man, wanted children. Hell, he wanted me pregnant
And barefoot.
every other day of the week if he could have. We have a child together. As soon as that child was born, and because of the toxicity in the relationship, I finally chose to leave.
But the toxicity was there before the child.
Correct.
Parental choices.
Right. But again, let me just say, he made the choice to walk out of his child's life.
That's right, Mom. Because you
I
have to
didn't
look
push
at
him
it.
out.
Yeah.
He walked away.
Now, I will say this.
Okay.
I will say
And
this.
he had many babies by many other women.
Because if we're gonna talk about parental choices, you gotta have it. We gotta look at.
And he's
every
walked away
aspect
from them
of
as
it.
well. But that's
Yeah.
a whole nother story.
I will
There-
say this.
Let me tell you the aspect I'm looking at this from. I'm looking at it from the child's aspect.
True. And here's the thing. And I feel both of you, honestly. The issue is that what happened with Sunshine's example happens more often than people believe. It happens, but that's what everybody focuses on. Nobody ever wants to focus on the woman. They
Right.
always focus on the man,
And I focus on
the woman.
hell yeah.
And that's the differentiation. Because honestly, it's a bunch of foul women out here.
I agree.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I've had 5 different women try to put babies on me.
I've had 3.
Well, I've
Yeah.
told you,
I've
I
had
honestly
3.
believe that every man should have a DNA test. Just because.
No.
Because I am one of those who I'm like, you know what? I have just a handful of female friends, and there's a reason why. Because I see what women are capable of, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I know you may think that that's your baby's, you know,
How
but
about this?
no, but
But
just,
you know,
just
that's-
to be
How
on
about y'all
the
stop
safe
screwing every
side.
damn body,
But
get
Mom,
married and then have
but
sex
Mom,
with
but
her?
Eva, because
Because
it
what
ain't
you're
gonna
doing is
happen.
Mo,
Right.
you wasn't a
Love.
virgin when you got married either, so
I
stop.
know.
No, not at all.
I know. You got ass in the back of pickup trucks.
In the middle of the
Come
field
on.
with the stars.
Everybody else can't
And you talking
fuck
about
anymore.
pallets.
Okay, but let me try
Leave
you
her
this.
alone in her romantic
Would
moment.
you let me know? You know, I had one of my girls, my saints, tell me, you get a fishbowl. I said, okay, I got a fishbowl. You put condoms in it. Okay, I got a fishbowl. You put condoms in it. You put it in your bedroom. Okay. And you know
On your
what?
nightstand.
Let me tell you what you do. You tell the dude to pick one. You know why? Because it's a fishbowl full of condoms, and he's choosing one.
But Mo,
Because that says you ain't the only one.
now you know
So
what?
get the hell on.
Now I'm with you on that.
Get the hell
I believe
I'm
that.
150, and I have been in bad relationships. I have been in great
You
relationships.
say you was 150 years
150.
old.
And I look damn good. But Reggie, let me tell you something that I ain't gonna do. Oh my God. The reason I am so anti-women get your, pro-women get your shit straight is because I can write a book on bad relationships. I really can.
But you didn't have no babies.
Hell no! I was not gonna bring a child in and screw it up.
Mm-hmm.
And not only screw up that child, but then screw up generations. Because if you look at screwed up women, look at their daddies. Look at who their daddies had. And that shit bothers me. So when these, come
But that's because
When
if
these
they
women-
even know who their daddy is.
and
Yes.
see, and that's
They
what
don't even know who their daddy
this
is.
girl told
Yeah.
me. She said, well, you know, I'm a single parent. Bitch, so what? I'm a black parent. So what? So what? Parental choices. Y'all, and they do it Father's Day every time.
So-
I go off.
But
So
you know,
are you-
it's
you-
not that men don't do it either. It's just that there's
No, how
less,
many-
there's fewer men.
How
No,
many
no, no,
men
no.
do you say anything about them being a mother? Because there are single fathers out there.
Right.
There's
How
just
many?
not as many.
How many of them do you know? You don't hear them speak on it.
No, you don't.
How
They do
many
it.
single fathers do you hear say anything about being the mother and playing both roles about being a single parent? Because there's plenty of them out there. You never hear any of them say anything on Mother's
Like
Day.
it's a badge of honor.
None of them.
Like it's a badge of honor. It ain't a badge of honor because your parental choice was piss poor. It ain't a badge of honor because you got fucked over. It ain't a badge of honor because now your child is like, no, I don't want to ask my mother for anything because I know it's kind of tight. I don't want to bother her because I know she's working. No.
But Mo, let me
Parental
ask you this,
choices.
Mo.
And I only concentrate on the women because I'm a woman.
Right.
I don't know.
right.
I don't know what it is to be a man, stand up and pee. I don't know. I don't know how it is when y'all whack each other. I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm a woman. I know what it is to be a woman. I know how to lay down with a man as a woman. I know how to screw with a woman. I know it. So I know what.
Did you wait? Hold on, back up.
As a
Did
woman.
did you wait? Hold on. I just want to, because you said something right there, and I don't think everybody caught it. So for everybody on live and out there on the radio,
I know what
she
it's like to
said,
lay down with a man that's a woman.
I didn't mean that.
and you said you know what it's like to lay down with a woman as a woman. So you said both of them things. So I'm kind of confused. I don't know if you was just
No.
She on that bisexual shit. That's
Yeah,
what she's
she
doing.
playing on the low and not
I'm calling Rod right now. I'm calling him right
You know, I
now.
don't do bisexual. I say pick a damn side. You know, and I pick the man. No. Only thing a woman can do for me is show me where a man is. I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm cool, I'm a gay folk, but you know I don't go that way.
Okay, so we got 5 minutes left on this segment real quick. So, so my question to you is this, because I'm with you. My mom's a single parent, and and how can I do this right without her cutting my throat? Okay, so
Yeah, I just got back cool, so you might want to sit
I know
down.
we just got back cool. So you know, my mom's a single parent. My father willingly walked out of my life. Willingly. We were raised.
You didn't have no choice. You didn't have no choice.
Let's talk.
Everybody's got a choice.
You know what? Now I'm well, but like I said, my dad was gone. My dad was gone, and so what happens is that because I grew up like a half a person growing up. So me thinking, okay, you know, my mama is my mama and my daddy was a natural thing to think because you have your classmates, you have your friends, your neighbors, everybody got a mom and a daddy. So you automatically assume, you know, hey, you know, like for example, mama want me to give for Christmas, or can Santa give me something for Christmas? I'm your Santa Claus. For example, you know, I'm your mama, I'm your daddy. So it's not that I don't think a lot of women are trying to claim both genders or operate in both responsibilities, but because the responsibility is on that one person, she is in a sense being the best mother she could be, and that's what I tell
But
people.
no.
She's being the best mom, but you can't be a mama and a daddy.
Well, you
And
can have
because-
Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Right.
too.
Right, and I'm with that.
Every woman that I see doing that, the thing that pops out, it pops up a red flag. You've been hurt, you've been done over, you've been screwed, and you've been done dirty by somebody very, very badly, and now you taking it out on everybody else. Keep your drama to yourself. And keep it in that closet. Don't share with everybody.
And that's a
on
weak,
social
and that's a
media.
weak woman. And you know what? I can't.
Yeah.
The two things I can't stand. Woo! I can't stand a weak man.
A weak man.
And I can't stand a weak woman.
A
Ooh,
weak
that
woman.
bothers the hell out of me. Because
Well, no. How
if
do
you
you
whining and screaming about, oh, he done me wrong, bitch, then get over it. Because I've been there.
Okay.
I've been there. I've been done over wrong. You until you got a call on the day that the guy is getting married and he's calling you from the reception at your job talking about, are you okay?
Mo.
Mm-mm. I ain't finished. I ain't finished. That's right. Until the song "Congratulations" has been written about you, and the boy done chose the Mexican girl because he got her pregnant. Then found out the baby wasn't his.
Oh, the baby came out all Mexican and not mixed.
It wasn't his.
It wasn't his.
It ain't his.
But you know what? I feel you, Mo, because
Really?
here's the thing.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh, I'm not gonna say time frame, but it was a while back.
Mhm.
But talk about waking up, you having fun on a Friday night. You waking up on Saturday morning and seeing the chick you with wedding pictures.
Damn.
So it happens both ways.
See?
Damn.
See?
No.
So Friday night you was with me. Saturday morning you walking down the aisle.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it was her last hoorah.
Hold up.
No,
I mean, I
no,
guess-
she was already married. When
He said she was getting ready to walk down the aisle.
She was getting ready to walk down the aisle Saturday.
Yeah, because you know sometimes you take your premarital pictures, what you call it, the engagement pictures that
Right.
they do.
Okay.
Yeah, you
And
take
no
some of them things.
engagement pictures was up.
Right. No, okay.
Oh, she was in wedding pictures, like full fledged.
Full-fledged wedding dress, gown,
Yeah,
veil.
'cause you take
Well,
the
maybe she was doing the
No.
Okay, I got you
no.
beat. I got you beat. Here we go.
These were wedding pictures.
Graduation day.
Mm-hmm.
Happy. His folk come down right there. I'm like, here's your graduation present. Oh, and here's a. Bitch, are you for real? Me and you are together, and you bringing this bitch who got children?
Mm.
Oh, there was a fight at my daughter's graduation over that same shit.
In
Wow.
high school.
High school graduation.
Parental choices. See that shit?
Miss Sunshine, would you take us to break? It's our break time.
Oh, look, and we going to break with what? I'm a thug.
Yeah.
Baby,
Yes,
cause I'm
yes.
a thug. I forgot the words too. We'll be right back. So,
That's why I can't stand women like that.
so since you and Reggie, y'all kind of like have something like the same thing, can we just merge y'all segments?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, man. We can merge our segments and then let's talk about this a little bit more into the next segment. We just carry it over to the end. That cool?
Hell, my time goes with all of this.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Q, it was one of our classmates. But we on live, so I ain't gonna say their name.
What's the initials?
Nah, you can't say. I can't say the initials.
You gotta write it down. Let's I gotta think about this.
You said I got
You gotta write it down. Because you know what, a lot of women, a lot of girls at the cave, they try to trap dudes, and and that ain't no joke.
You know why?
That ain't no
And
joke.
but you know what? And again, now I know again that it is mostly women trying to trap men.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I've had it in the reverse. Like I said, my first husband, oh, if he would have had it his way, I would have been pregnant every day, all day.
Yeah,
Because I mean, seriously, because he knew
What?
that eventually I was
Oh,
going to
my-
get tired of his mess and I was going to leave.
But you knew.
And when I left,
You wasn't trapped before.
when we first got married, no, you would not have known. And all the women that came after me, that's why I'm insisting on women asking questions. But even then, I know you may not always get the right answer. Because in hindsight, with my last little bullshit situation, I'm like, you know what? Because I was saying things, I was asking things, but I wasn't getting the answers that I should have gotten.
Good.
I was getting bullshit.
You know what, I'm gonna tell you something. Since we was talking about that real quick, you, ma'am, this parental choice thing that we talking about, when you go up a half a person, a lot of times, you know, like when you have a mom and a daddy at home, you have a balanced atmosphere for you. So when you
Not always. I had a mama and a daddy.
But no,
I
no.
just
When,
didn't
when
have the
I
right
say a
one.
balanced atmosphere, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about a perfect atmosphere. But see, you have a role model for a man and for a woman and a man. For example, in a girl, I believe that a woman. Of course, women more nurture their boys than their own daughters. I believe that. Not that they don't love their daughters, and vice versa. But what happens is that I think if more women spend more time with their daughters and teaching their daughters how to communicate more and how to be a woman versus expecting their fathers to teach them how to be a woman. Now I think their father can teach his daughter how a man should treat her, how he should respect her, how not to, you know, and make sure that she is able to do what she needs to do in case she don't get a man or she ain't got one.
And
Right.
see, now
Okay.
with my daughter, with her father not being around, I spent my time trying to protect her and teach her how to protect herself
And see, that's a daddy's job to me.
from that kind of
That's and that's why women
And
say
instead, I
they do
ended up
both.
making her like a dude.
But see, and here's the other thing. That what I found out is that well, I guess we'll
Y'all go, Sunshine, you gonna bring us in, and y'all go. I need to redo my meeting. Y'all go ahead.
I got to 11:40.
All right,
Mhm, I know.
we are back on live with Mash the Gas, and we're going to kick this next segment off talking about depression. Depression / mental illness, because I do think that this is an issue within the community that is not discussed because it is seen so much as a weakness in men and women.
All right.
Depression is something that I have suffered with personally in my life since I was a young teenager, dealing with my identity and who I was, where I belonged, not feeling like I was accepted. You know, growing up, I was often told, you know, why do you not look like your parents? Why do you not look like the rest of your family? Were you adopted? You know, why do you have cotton for hair?
Wow.
At one point, by a family member, I was referred to, and we're gonna, you know, again refrain from using the N-word, but as an N-girl. And it was by a family member that I loved and respected and admired, and so it hurt me very deeply. Having that lack of respect growing up, having that lack of identification, I feel contributed to my depression. And it got worse as I got older. because I had no one to talk to. I had no one to discuss these things with. And I've, you know, like I said, it has. It's messed with me as a person. People, you know, like I mentioned when I first came on as a guest, people always tell me how pretty I am.
Right.
Okay, well, but being pretty does not identify with who I am as a person. And I think a lot of people fail to get to know me as a person because they, you know, go by my outside, my exterior. Thank you.
So let me just see if I get this. You were upset because people called you pretty.
No.
No,
You were upset because people referred to you as pretty.
No.
no.
You were upset because people only saw that you're outside and not got to know your inside.
No.
Okay.
She was confused. Her hurt came from not knowing who she truly was as a person. Not being able to like have a
You know,
concept.
talking about who I am, where I came from, and
Yeah.
you know, like I said, my
Well,
mom
now
is
why?
blonde. My
Why is
mom
that?
is blonde hair and green eyes. I look nothing like my
So is your
mother.
mother black or white?
She's white.
Okay, and so your father is.
We don't know. We can speculate all day long that he is black. I was raised by a white man who wasn't always nice to me as a child. However, after my teenage years, he was my champion. He's the one who stood in my corner. He is the one who, you know, was always there for me. It wasn't always like that. It was not always like that. We had some very ugly moments growing up.
So you grew up in a white household.
I did. I
Okay.
went to a white school. But now I wasn't cut off from the world. You know, I was never denied, you know, watching any kind of shows. It was never against anybody's, you know, I watched Different Strokes. I watched Good Times. I was exposed. I mean, for the longest time. And my mom herself, you know, exposed me to the staple singers, Al Green, Nat King Cole, Johnny Mathis. You know, these are my mom's favorites that I grew up listening to. Ike and Tina. I didn't even know that there was a Ike and Tina. I really didn't. Tina Turner came out with Private Dancer. That was my girl. That was my woman. I loved her. Are you talking about me on here?
No!
You were supposed to do something. You didn't do it, so I
Mom, put me to work.
And then my mom was like, I met Ike and Tina, and I was like, who's Ike?
What's the name of our show?
You know, she
Bad.
Yes.
Yeah, hold on. I got something for y'all.
And then she done brought it to my attention. You know, she had met them at a bus station because that's how they traveled back then. Got them to autograph an album.
See, and at this point, we're starting to veer off topic.
We're off topic.
My bad, bro. But I just
Yeah.
want to say that this is how they do it at the after party radio. This is how they do
Okay.
it.
Well,
Why is my
next time, we'll start it off right.
Oh,
But y'all go ahead and get back on task.
So
I
here's-
want to show y'all that.
Reggie, talk to me, because we're talking about mental illness,
mm-hmm.
men and women.
Right.
It manifests itself differently.
Correct.
So, Miss Sunshine, yours was not because you're biracial.
No.
Yours was just because your mama.
Growing up and not having an identity.
And she tried her best to give you an identity, but you can't give what you ain't got. I mean, she can give you all the books you want, but until you actually live it, walk the walk.
And then that's what I'm getting to is, you know, as I got older and my community that I grew up in
Mm-hmm.
became more diverse. And it wasn't easy because I can remember my very first friend who was black, a black girl. And her name was Nikki. I know that wasn't her real name. I'm sure it was Nakia, but everybody called her Nikki. She lasted at my school all of 1 week before a certain girl named Sydney called her the N-word on the playground. And I kid you not, I never saw Nikki again. She left her school supplies and everything. She was gone.
Wow.
And that was in 3rd grade.
And you know what? Here's the like we have depression manifests itself in different ways for different people.
Right.
But just as with Sunshyne, I'll tell you, you know, I'll be the first to admit I've suffered from depression myself.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into all the reasons why, because that's, you know, I'm not as brave as with Sunshyne, so I give her kudos for that. But at the same time, depression happens with men and women.
Absolutely.
The only issue is that in the black community, we're not as, that's one of them taboo topics that nobody deals with.
Very taboo.
Right.
You know, and what happens is you get, oh, you're crazy. Oh, something's wrong with you. Or, oh, why don't you just pray about it? Why don't you just go? You need to get more active in church.
Right.
And I'm sorry, that don't work for everybody.
No.
That's true.
It doesn't.
That's true.
So with that being said, one of the things that also comes about, you know, I'm sure Sunshyne has had her struggles, but one of the things I'm glad I was able to avoid was self-medication. Because
Right.
what happens is you have a lot of alcoholics, a lot of dope fiends, you know, crackheads, whatever you want to call them, that are really just self-medicating.
Right.
You have a lot of people that that smoke weed on a daily basis. They wake up and they smoke weed like most
From
people.
sun up to
Wake it,
sundown.
bake it.
Yeah, like
Wake
most
it,
people
bake
drink
it.
coffee in the morning. I know a couple of guys that, you know, they wake up, the first thing they do, they roll their joints at night before they go to bed.
So when
Wow.
they wake up, instead of peeing first, they just...
No, they
I'm sure they
pee
pee first.
They pee and they pee and they spark their joint at the same time.
Oh.
Light it up.
But here's the funny part.
Mhm.
That after seeing and after getting professional help myself,
Mhm.
I was able to see that, okay, you're not what everybody says you are. You have a mental health problem
Right.
that you need to address. But because of the environment, not having the insurance, not having, or the stigma placed on going to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist,
Right.
the stigma that's placed on it, because everybody say in the black house, oh,
You know, you need to keep your private business private.
keep your private, and don't nobody go see, only people that go see, only white people go see shrinks.
Oh, go call
Right,
Jesus.
right,
Tell
right,
it to
right.
Yeah,
Jesus.
tell it to Jesus. You need to get on your knees and pray.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, that don't work for everybody. It don't. But with that being said, when you're able to recognize it and see it, you have to start helping others. Just like what I do with lupus, I have a couple friends that have been diagnosed because I saw their symptoms.
Right.
Dealing with it myself and not having somebody to deal with it with, or go through that transition with and learning, it's like, you know what? Instead of me putting them on blast, I'm gonna pull them to the side. Hey, look, I already know what's going on. You can't hide it from me because I've walked this path. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're going through. This is how you start to get out of it. And that's what we have to start doing. Because when you see somebody that sleeps for 12 to 14 hours a day, or you see a person that only sleeps 2 or 3 hours a day, that's a sign right there. You see somebody all the time that they're eating, or they're not eating, or they keep themselves so busy where they can't eat, or they can't sleep, that should be a red flag and a warning sign to anybody.
And I agree.
That's
I
true.
like that because, you know, and you're talking about drugs, self-medicating. A lot of people self-medicate with food. And a lot of people, you know, I know people, me and my friends, and we've talked about this. We don't self-medicate with drugs or lean, which is very nice.
Lean is a
Did you
beautiful
say
thing.
It's
lean?
a very nice thing. What happened?
I don't know what that is.
But how you gonna look at lean?
Promethazine, hydrocodone syrup, you mix it with a Sprite
Ah,
or a Sun-Kiss or a
okay.
Squirt, and you
Okay.
know.
In the
Okay.
first drink, you lean.
Yeah.
But no,
Think about this. It
everything
tastes like
happens.
if you pack like a bunch, you get you a big wad of cotton candy,
Ah.
and you put it in your mouth, and you suck up. That's what you laugh, but
Yeah.
that's what it
Yeah.
tastes like.
Gotcha.
Well, if you mix it right, if you mix it
But-
right, that's what it tastes like.
And you know what? I'm glad you mentioned the lupus because that is a physiology, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could lead to your depression,
True.
or to you know. And I had a brain tumor removed, and it took a year. It takes a year for your brain to actually heal, but
Yo,
you're still
Is your
ongoing.
brain still healing?
No.
That's just natural. That's natural.
I was trying to
my
make sure
brother told me.
we had no
I was
disorders
like,
going on.
you know, he said, you know, I said, you know, I had a brain tumor removed. He said, said, Negro, that was 6 years ago. What's the problem now? I said, oh, I'm just foolish. Just
Yeah.
foolish. But no, a lot of different things. Menopause,
Mm-hmm.
that could affect it. Childbirth, cramps. I mean,
Oh, even
they're
just
different.
even just menstruation because
PMS? PMS?
No, PMDD, premenstrual
Dysphoria.
dysphoric disorder.
Yeah, yeah.
That is one
That's
issue
a
that
new
I
one for
have.
me.
So let me say-
It's
go there one more
basically
time.
PMS on steroids,
Mm.
and that is one of the issues that I do deal with.
Say it again.
PMDD,
D.
premenstrual dysphoric disorder.
Dysphoric disorder. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like I said, it's like PMS on steroids.
Y'all start saying stuff too many times. I
What's
know I
up?
gotta listen.
It's like-
Well, you know what? Hey,
She said it,
look,
shit. She
for
said it.
women, with everything that they have going on with their bodies, I understand why half of them just, I'm not gonna call them
Crazy.
crazy. I'm gonna say they're
Everybody else
eccentric.
does.
No, you're not crazy.
Very,
But
very,
no,
very euphoric.
having gone through mental health with a professional, they're not crazy.
Well,
they're
and-
eccentric.
And let me just tell
They're
you,
peculiar.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
even though depression is considered a mental illness, I think it's in a different classification because I have seen crazy
Mm-hmm.
and I have seen depression, and yes, they are completely
Two
different. And
different
let me
things.
just tell you, because I have myself been hospitalized, and they don't really sort you
Mm-mm.
as according to depressed and mental ill,
Mm-hmm.
schizophrenic, whatever others there are out there, because I can't really name them all, but it's a scary thing.
And you
It's
know
a
what?
very, very scary
Here's the
thing.
interesting part. When you go and you get admitted, do you know that for the first 2 to 3 weeks they have everybody all together?
Oh wow.
No
Really?
matter what your diagnosis is?
Male and female?
Male and
Male and
female. Oh, they
female,
have
no matter-
they have like a male area and they have a female area, but most of it's just a common area.
Yeah.
So walk us through. How do you find mental illness, we're talking men and women, psychologists versus psychiatrists. I know psychiatrists, they can prescribe pills.
Right.
But which do you choose? Do you choose?
I prefer psychologists because for my situation, I don't think that the medications that they have pertain.
Mhm. It's more of a personal choice.
And
Right.
so psychologists and or therapists, because there's a difference between the two of those as
Right.
well.
Right.
I don't
Um,
like therapists because break down the word therapist.
A therapist is one individual that is. Are you looking up the legal definition? What is you doing, Mo? Are you telling me?
Therapist.
Okay, well, why are you looking up? Why is you writing
You
it
can
down?
look at the,
Therapist.
Oh.
So why is you? That look like the rapist.
Oh,
That's how you spell therapist.
you
I
know
know,
what?
that's
The
the
fact,
way-
the fact that
no,
you spelled it out,
No,
now that I
look,
see
look
that,
at that.
maybe
Look
I
at
need to just
now,
go
don't
get
that look like the rapist?
That's exactly
That what?
That's what I was trying to say.
Right.
That's why I don't like therapists. Now
but
the
Mom-
psychologist versus
Okay, I'm
psychologist,
I'm
psychiatrist. And honestly, to me,
The
it's
rapist.
it's a personal.
It's a personal
preference.
preference.
It's a
Okay.
personal preference because if you're not into like me, I hate taking medication.
Right.
I hate taking medication. But the interesting part is you can find you a psychologist or a psychologist that is also faith-based. So you have,
Your mic is off. Oh, you need to bring it up.
I need to talk into the mic. I told y'all I have a
Mic
problem
check,
putting
one.
stuff in
See, I
my,
gotta move
yeah,
over to
I
the
can't,
side a
I'm a
little
man, I'm not used to stuff in my face like that.
A lot of men have stuff like that in their face.
Well, I don't roll with them.
Oh,
I like women.
okay.
Yeah, but anyway, back to what I was saying. It's a personal choice. So, like with me, my psychiatrist is also faith-based. Now, she doesn't like the fact that I challenge her on her knowledge of the Bible because she only uses the King James version of the Bible.
Ooh.
Yeah, which I challenge her on because she doesn't realize that I've read it.
She knows
from
who
co-
King James was?
Yeah, that's part
Okay,
of the
good.
problem.
Okay.
Can
And
we talk
here's,
about that one day?
yeah,
Yeah.
And then here's the other thing, that even with your new, or if your new international version or your new living version, they're all derivatives of the King James Bible. So yeah, you really ain't hitting me with that one either.
And plus, you're missing some books.
You're right.
Hendrix, go ahead and take us to break real quick.
So, appreciate it. So, we gonna try and stay on schedule and on topic. We doing pretty good.
We're doing good today.
Yeah, we doing
We're
good.
doing good.
So be gonna take us to break and let us jam out to this one song real quick. Cause I forgot who it was. I'll be totally honest with you. My
It's
phone
oh yeah, it's one of My Life Music's new ones. What About You and Jasmine Sullivan?
I took a picture of the damn thing, and I did. I don't know what I did, but I didn't take a picture, so I gotta go and get the number so I can add my money.
You over the toilet.
That's why
So I
I
need
went
it.
there. Hey,
Cause I was gonna do it from the app. That's why I took a picture.
I'm putting mental health stuff on natural gas.
Okay,
It's called mental
like
health of America.
therapy, you go to talk. I always say that.
And but see, you go, and nothing is ever resolved
Well,
because you keep talking and talking and talking.
let me just say,
Let
that I'm back in therapy,
I look at my phone for the
and
number.
I have already had several moments of self-discovery, and because what I've been talking with my family is, because that's the thing, is therapy is not them for you to go and for them to tell you this is what's wrong with you. This is what you need to fix. It is about self-discovery.
Right.
Now I am about to embark on another level, and forgive me, it's like EMPDF or something like that. That basically to me sounds like hypnotherapy.
Okay.
But and we are strictly focusing on me because that's where I feel like I need to start.
Okay, so with this,
I'm listening, Jasmine.
what about talking? Do you do group therapy, like with the family?
That I see in my future, but like I have discussed with my therapist, is right now I need to work on me. Lack of a better word, fuck everybody else right now. You know what? Because this is what it is over here. This is what it is over here. Common denominator, myself. So let me work on me. Let me find out where my problems stem from.
Okay, so can you find out who your father is?
That is an issue that I'm not ready to deal with, because that means dealing with my mother, and I'm not ready to deal with her right now. Even though, my husband confronted me yesterday, I guess it was, and was like,
Thank you, man. I appreciate
call
it.
your mom.
Thank
And
you.
I'm like, I'm not
Keep
ready
me
to
on
call
point,
her
man.
right now. Not ready to deal with her right now. I have a lot of anger and frustration issues that, and I do, when I'm angry, when I'm frustrated, I lash out. We didn't really talk about it, but what caught Hendrix's attention, and I don't share it, but a lot of the times why I wear long sleeves,
Because you're a cutter.
because I'm a cutter.
Yeah. That's all.
Okay.
And
Well, but
yeah, I've been
so first,
excess lately.
first.
Okay.
Okay. From the outside looking in, from an old woman. Does your mom have any sisters? Brothers?
She has one crazy, and I don't speak to her. She is exactly that. She is my mother's sister. I disowned that heifer a long time ago when she cussed my mother out in her house, in my mother's house, and all over some bullshit.
Yes.
When my granny passed away. And I was like, you know what? That's your sister. If you want to forgive her, then that's fine by you. I won't forgive her because you're my mother.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Magic Gas Talk Radio Show. Hey, listen, join the conversation with us at 214-717-4827. We're here live on the B side of the After Party Radio. And listen, we're going to continue our conversation. We're talking about depression in men and women. Hendrix stepped out for a second. He'll be right back. Real quick, I want to still talk about this depression thing, but I want to gear it a different direction real quick. Let's talk about depression in Christians. I want to talk about that for a second. because y'all touched on it for a moment or six about how it is. What can I say? How people are going through mentally. And you'll say, hey, just go pray about it. God will fix it, type deal. But then when they go to the church house, they get prayed for. They get to the house and it's words. Not that you don't believe that God's going to fix it, but it's words. Your mental is not mentally right sometimes. And then even too, when you get to a place that you're working in church, or you're going to a church, volunteering in a church, a lot of people look to God as their mental health provider. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Now, listen, for all the Christians and stuff, listen, don't blow up my inbox talking about Quincy, you're going to hell type deal. Because I'm not doing all that with y'all. I'm not saying that, God and spirituality is not important, because it is. But I do believe that mental health and spiritual health goes hand in hand. Because however you believe in your faith and whatever you believe does impact your mental. Like, for example, Mo, I like most of my favorite example. How you going to go to the church and get the church your light bill money, you get to the house and you ain't got no lights, but then God is good. I just don't understand how they make sense to me.
That's because those are those jackleg preachers. Now, my pastor Ralph Douglas West.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Pastor Brook Island Baptist Church, the church without walls in Houston, Texas. He says from the pulpit, if you need to see someone to talk to a therapist, you need to go to a therapist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist.
Right.
From the pulpit, he says that.
Right.
Now, many more need to do that and say that. And I done heard Bishop Jake say that.
But a lot of people, Mo, but you said what you call jackleg churches?
Yeah.
A lot of people at the bootleg church.
Bootleg.
The jackleg, bootleg,
right.
The half a leg,
Half a
bootleg,
leg, no leg.
No leg
Third
church.
leg.
Yeah, third leg church. These are disabled churches. Them.
Ah!
The church got issues. What happens is that a lot of times we get to a place where we confuse our belief systems in God versus what we need to do on or in our physical lives. Not that God is not important in, but what happens is that I believe a lot of people become depressed because they're looking for a spiritual answer. And we get to a place where the spiritual answer that you need, that you're looking for, that you are craving, is really in yourself, to find out what you need to know about yourself. Just like you were speaking about a second ago. Self-discovery, understanding who you are, putting together your life from a place where you're able to focus without going back so far.
Well, and it's also learning to be okay with yourself.
Right.
Being, the fact that you don't need to have a father to be whole, or that you don't need a man in your life to be whole, or, certain things that in some way in our mind, you feel like if you don't have it, then you're incomplete.
Right.
And just realizing that in yourself, you are a complete person, and coming to understanding with that and accepting that and loving that, because I do suffer with a lot of self-hatred.
Okay.
So, and that's where it was kind of like, going back to, compliments. I'm okay with compliments, but again, I'm like, I look for people to get to know me, not just look at me exteriorly and say, oh, you're a beautiful person. Well, no, because you don't know me. Inside, there's a lot of ugliness in here. So this right here, that means shit.
But you know what? Can I say this because I'm gonna be honest with you. As vain as my mom and them say I am, I don't believe that shit.
No, that's right. That's
believe
right.
that
Your
shit.
mama's right. You want to know. You go ahead.
Growing up for me, it was always. I always felt like I had to do better than. Not that anybody was pressuring me to, right? But I felt like I had to do better than, because if I didn't do better than, then I was just gonna be left in the pile with everybody else. And I didn't want to be that type of person, even though I just ended up being in the pile with everybody else anyway, because it's my choice. But growing up for me, the one thing I used to hate about, myself, no joking, y'all think it's so simple, but it really is a testament for me, was my name. I hated my name. Quincy's, it was a unique name, but I didn't learn to
hated
love
my
my
name
name.
too.
Oh yeah, but I didn't learn to love my name until I got senior year high school, maybe. Probably
But you weren't the only one named that either.
Well, yeah, we had me, and then we had Q that spelled his name with the IE on the end.
Right.
And we have Q with the EY
Right.
on the end. And so it did, but it was cool calling him Quincy, but then everybody said, well, what's up, Quincy? But my name was like Quincy's. So it was always Quincy's Princess or Quincy's Consequences. It was that kind of deal, No joke, no. And so I grew up hating my name because I was like, mm-mm. But the more I hated my name, the more of another person I started to become, because I started to really in my brain, like, you know what, that ain't my name, that's not who I am, but it is who you are. That is your name. You should learn to embrace the unique things about yourself, but I didn't have anybody around to tell me that. Our school counselors was just trying to get our ass up out of there.
True.
They were trying to probably prevent pregnancy and people killing themselves.
Well,
pregnancy at the K was going to be what it was going to be.
Yeah, because I think during our graduating class, I know we had three girls
girls.
showing,
Mm-hmm.
but I think we had like total of 8 chicks pregnant during our graduation.
So, about
And a couple
you,
of them were in the student body.
No joke.
do you
student body
think
leadership.
perhaps the reason you tried to go above and beyond was for your father to like you, to want you to come back? Because I speak to a lot of children who don't have fathers in their homes, and they're like, if I were good enough, if I were pretty enough, if I were smart enough, then maybe he would come back.
Right,
Now,
right.
This is what I have to tell a lot of students and people. He didn't leave you as a child.
Mm-hmm.
He left the mama in the situation.
Right.
And children believe because of parental
Responsibility.
And choice.
and choices.
Okay.
The children here, everything was okay until you were born. Everything was okay until I had you. When I was by myself, I could pay my bills, but then I had you. They don't really say it in a negative manner. They don't mean it in a negative way, but that's what they're saying.
That's how it's interpreted.
And then that's because you're a child.
Here's the thing that I can only speak from a male perspective of what I saw with my friends that did not have fathers and the ones that had fathers. With the ones that did not have fathers and they weren't around the ones that did, they tried to do above and beyond because they didn't understand what a man was.
Right.
They didn't have an example of what a man was. Now, the great thing about several of the friends that I did have at the K were even the ones that did not have fathers in their homes, the guys with fathers, especially those that I played football with, don't think that you just come over somebody's house and there's a father there. They realize you ain't got a father. That's what a real man does. He steps up and he plays that you not my son, but you hanging around my son. So when you in my house, I'm gonna treat you like my son. And if you come over here, you're gonna get treated and you're gonna respect this house like you mine. Because when your parents send you with me, they send your ass along with you too.
And as a mother, and for a short time a single mother, I had the same rules.
Right.
You come to my house, this is my house. You respect my house.
Right. But
I even had to call some parents in the middle of the night because of something my daughter and her daughter had done, and I was like, I need you to know, you know what?
She could get her ass kicked.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. I was like, you know what? So if you want to come pick her up now, they were like, oh, we on our way.
But
1 o'clock in the morning.
But you know what? Here's the
it
funny
was on
part.
and popping.
So everybody that played ball with me, at the K, we hung out at Hill's house. Everybody that played football, we hung out at Hill's house. Hill's dad is he allowed us to be young boys, but he had a line that you didn't cross. One of the things I can say about him is that, our boy Bill, he didn't have a father in the home.
Yeah.
But if you look at him now as a father, and then look at what he came from, it's the examples that were set in place by the people that he hung around.
I wonder why we weren't like that in band. We were just all over the damn place.
Yeah, y'all. Because y'all was trying to. I know
all over the place.
Yeah, but that was just at the K period because I know in the football team.
You trying to tell them, trying to tell them,
Yeah.
it just wasn't about.
It wasn't. Yeah.
I could blow on you and you over your legs. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't nothing.
Look,
like
I
that.
was the nerd and I had 3 women. Okay. I had 3 women and they all knew about each other.
I
And
know,
I was the nerdy one.
I had to be odd because my first boyfriend was age 16 to 26.
No, I had at one point in time I had 3 girlfriends. They all knew about each other, and we rotated which day I spent lunch with who.
I don't share my motherfucking food. I know I ain't sharing my dude.
Well, again, you look at the situation I was in too. Number one, I was an athlete, pretty damn good, and then on top of that, I was nerdy too. I was a win-win situation, whether I went big playing ball or if I just went the academic route. They was trying to lock me down, which is why I had several of them in high school try to put babies on me.
So anyway, getting back to this, because I am just thrown off. But okay, so
You didn't walk it. You will never. And this is going back to like using the N-word. If you don't walk the lives we walk, you cannot understand the meaning of the way we use that word.
and see, and that makes perfect sense because I don't understand when women tell me, I need. Okay, with this royal wedding, you're gonna have a lot of people who get depressed. You know why?
Because they're not married.
Because they're not married.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got the white dress. They bought the white dress at David's Bridal. Put it in the hot chest. Because they 39. Oh baby, yes.
Did you say a whole chest?
A whole chest.
It's
And
called a whole chest.
The David's Bridal wedding dress and the whole chest. Wait a minute. So Mo, you trying to say that the wedding dress from David's Bridal ain't worth being in the whole chest?
No, they put it in the hope chest in the day of hoping to get married.
A hope.
Hope
Yes.
chest. Hope chest.
I think
Not
a
the
whole
HO.
chest.
No,
he didn't mean
but yeah.
No, that's what they used to call it, the whole chest.
No, we don't know about you and your
No.
But see, a lot of people are gonna be depressed now. A lot of women, they hit 39 and they're like, it's over.
But here's the funny part. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna give it to you from a male perspective.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you hear a lot of women out there. I'm gonna just run down the usual, typical thing that I hear and see on Facebook and social media. Single woman will say, single woman that looks good, like damn, she look good. I would love it. I would love that on my side as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Then she puts this statement out there. I need you to be 6 feet tall, making 6 figures, driving a certain kind of car. It's like, well, damn, I got the car, but I don't make 6 figures on that 95. I'm not 6 feet tall, but I'm 5'11".
Right.
Will you work with me?
Right.
But you put that out there as this hard line. And I'm going to tell you right now, women, you put that out there as a hard line, you miss a lot of good dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I only put out there, I wanted a man breathing on his own, not living with his mom.
And see, that's a realistic expectation.
Yeah,
but here's the funny
I was
part.
just taking somebody to breathe and shit.
Here's the funny part. These women will put these statements out there like that, and they don't even measure up to their own requirements.
I tell women all the time, I was like, you want a man with 6 figures, bitch, you ain't even making 2. What is your problem?
Right.
You want a man with a 6-pack and you got 3 stomachs. What the hell is wrong with you?
There you go.
And they constantly do it. But you know why they're doing it? You know why they're doing it, right?
Tell them why, Mo.
Because it's not attainable.
You
See,
know
they're
what?
setting
That
up-
makes sense.
Yes.
That makes absolute
That's
sense.
why they said it. That's why they put it up. Oh, I knew one man in 6 figures. You living in public housing, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You got $350 worth of food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
But you want somebody who can speak the king's English,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't conjugate a verb.
Right.
So when that happens, I can't get them anyway.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to say, I'm living here in the projects, 350, I want to date Joe Blow and I want him to marry me. First of all, you don't even say that in the vernacular. Would you like to know why? Because your mama wasn't married, your grandma wasn't married. You don't even know. All you got to do is go down there to the courthouse, pay $75, like you would with all the damn swishers he be smoking.
Right.
Wait 3 days, go to the Justice of Peace, pay him $50, and you married.
So $125 you in there.
You in there, you married. But because your grandma, your mama, your aunts wasn't married, you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to do it.
And bitch, you got Google right on your phone.
And you know what? Let me tell you something. You bring up a really good point, though, Mo. Because I don't understand how like people, bro, like I have a homegirl. She said, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna get married. Okay, well, okay, so we're gonna go to the wedding and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, cool. We're gonna go to the wedding and all this stuff. And I said, okay, so you know, where's the wedding gonna be? She told me where it's gonna be at. And I was like, okay, well, damn, that's an expensive venue.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh yeah, oh, we spare no expense. What the fuck is you talking about? You spare no expense? Why is you going in the debt? And before you even be carried over the threshold of your honeymoon night.
Because here's the problem.
Like
Everybody's focused on the wedding day and not what it requires to remain married. See, the wedding day is just one day. That day is not for you per se. That's for sure. What happens, the real work starts, number one, the real work should start in premarital counseling. Mm-hmm. You should get yourself ready to be married, because if that's not I'm lost for words. I'm having a brain fart. If that's not a journey or a path that you've gone down before, you need help preparing for it.
Absolutely.
Just like you taking your SATs, your ACTs, your GRE, you need help preparing for it because you have not taken that before. So you need help. So before you go down that path, number one, you need to get counseling to make sure you're ready for that.
Let me tell you, whenever I first got married, my first marriage, we did premarital counseling with our pastor that we were going to
talk
church
about
with.
that too one day.
And let me tell you, that was the most ridiculous thing ever. And of course,
it's a checklist.
let me just tell you.
I'm gonna tear this
Let me
goddamn
just tell
bill
you.
up.
And come to find out, our pastor,
See,
he was all up in the church. All up in the church.
But
and it wasn't in his wife.
Right. Here's the problem.
So
most people don't realize when you do premarital counseling, the number one rule is do not use anyone that either one of you know.
Hold up. It even gets better than that. In the state of Texas, if you do premarital counseling, they take $25 off the marriage license.
Right.
I didn't get that discount.
Right.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you don't.
but
You're
going
right.
back to
No
it,
one knows you. You both go in there talking about you wrong.
not discussing a lot of things, and I think that is key because in my current marriage, like I said, we've been separated going on 2 years. This last 2 months, we have talked more in the last 2 months than we have since we met. And when I say that we've talked, I mean talked about things that we should have talked about before we got married.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I tell you there have been tears, there have been, pain. There has been so much that has transpired, and apologies left and right. And I'm sitting here like, I don't even know how to act like right now, because we are probably for the first time in our marriage acting like a married couple.
You know,
even though I still, and I've been honest with him about this, I'm still not 100% because, again, I'm not 100% with
you
myself.
never will be.
Yeah,
and the marriage is not 50-50.
No.
It's 99-1.
99-1.
Yeah.
Shit, Monday, 99-1. I'm giving 99%, he giving 1%.
On Tuesday,
I'm giving 25, he giving 75.
Exactly.
Wednesday, fuck, we both getting 0.
but the problem
You got a point though. 99-1. I like that, Mom.
Here's the thing with marriage.
It's hard.
It's work.
It's work.
And it's like, the grass is always greener on the other side. Well, honey, that's because you don't know what they're doing on the other side to keep that grass green. There's
that
watering,
grass might be fake.
there's fertilizing, it could be astroturf. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that people don't see.
Right.
You know, it's interesting, that we kind of veer into the relationships a little bit thing.
Well, it always goes back to relationships.
Well, because I'm telling you, I am honestly just, I'm with my boy here because women can be very difficult. Yes.
The women, y'all.
No,
if y'all were Captain Saberhoes, both of y'all are Captain. Y'all look for women who need to be helped.
Bullshit.
Every woman you've been with, Hendrix, has
No.
needed to be helped,
Not
has
me.
had something a major flaw, and you said, "I'm going to save her." Every woman, let's start
You
going
know what?
back.
And I'm not gonna deny that there has been with the men in my life, with the men in my life, it's always been something that I needed to fix. I have been a fixer. I've been a nurturer. I've been like, you know what? I can help. I can do this. I can do that in my mind.
Well,
and it's not true.
Well,
you can't.
This is the problem.
Especially if you can't fix yourself.
Well, this is the problem. Now, see if I'm wrong. See if I'm wrong.
Oh,
Women will marry a man for 2 reasons:
Money.
Companionship.
money, and because she's trying to fix him and make him better. That's
Wow.
it.
Look.
That's
Wow.
it.
That's good,
I've
Mom.
never married for money. I've never married
That's
for
right,
money.
because you Captain Fixer her. Well, he's a hoe.
A hoe can be a man or a
Okay,
Right,
so
right.
y'all are Captain Fixer hoes.
Okay,
Right.
but
Once a
my
hoe,
thing is,
always a
I'm
hoe,
not trying
can't
to
be
fix
fixed.
you. This is my thing. I'm
Let
not
me
trying
tell
to
you what your
fix
thing
you.
is, because you
See, I'm trying. You know what?
Let's
I
go
look
through
at
every.
it.
Let's go through
I
every
look
relationship
at
you
it.
had. Come on,
I
baby.
look at it like this. I see the way I see women
See
is
the
I
potential.
have exactly. I see
Potential,
I see
yes,
potential. Can
yes.
I build with you?
But baby, you can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves.
And you know
They
what?
don't see it.
You know what? That is my flaw.
And he tries to show it.
Okay.
I will be honest.
Okay.
That's my flaw.
My thing is, I see potential, recognize the potential, know the
Shut
potential.
up. Shut up. Let me tell you what you're gonna do. You.
Shit, Mark, damn.
You. No.
Mo reading everybody today.
On your
We gonna
own
call
show.
whole Miss Cleo going
On your own
forward.
show. On your own show, you can't even talk.
Hold me now.
Let me tell you what your main problem is.
What's my
and
main problem?
Your main problem is you
My medication's
see
wearing
your mama.
Okay.
You see your mom in everything.
That might be true.
Ain't no mind. Shit, I'm 150. I know. So what you try to do is this ain't no Oedipus for you. This ain't no Oedipus Rex. You will help a woman,
I will.
but you don't want to stay there
No. I don't.
because you see your mama. You gonna help her and then go, help and then go, help and then go. The only woman you gonna stay with is your mama. That's it.
No, she got to go one day.
You missing the point.
No, but she
The
got to
only
go one
woman
day.
who
Now,
you
I'm
will
serious, she
always
got to
come
go.
back. Other women who you dealt with, you don't even talk to them no more.
2 of them.
You don't even talk to them no more.
2 of them.
Hey, how you doing? It's not talking.
Well, that's
Nah,
one.
yeah. No, you see, you gotta understand something, Q. When she say talk to him, she's meaning actual converse, not
Wow.
hey, how you doing? Drop.
Right. What time is it? Can you come over here between 8:30 and 8:45? So so you can be out of here by 10 o'clock.
Because I got somewhere I have to be.
Exactly.
Okay,
But
okay,
you
but no.
Well, now you know
But
what?
you-
No, that's not true. Because on the rainy nights, you can stay over.
No,
No,
she
that's
got
in
to
the
go
morning
too.
for him because he got to go to work.
That's what I'm saying.
Mo,
You won't.
I agree with you, Mo, too. But also, what my issue that I'm running into is the fact that women are overly emotional and overly clingy.
Is
See,
that
I don't
I
do
don't-
that.
Is that before or after you have sex with them?
Clingy.
Before.
clingy,
Like I don't. Let me tell you.
Emotional, yes.
I asked my boy here. I can talk to you on the phone or whatever and talk some sweet nothings in your ear, and you ready to drop the draws before I even touch you or before I even
But shit, that's
say
the game we all pick
anything.
up at the
You
K-Dog.
know.
But you
So,
know what?
but-
Okay, that's Kimball game. But let me tell you
No,
what.
but
You
no.
always look at the last 10 women. That's a shame that it's not 10. I just said 15. She was probably 26. But look at the last 10 women and look at the commonality.
Okay, you want to know what the
No,
commonality
let's
is?
do a spreadsheet, baby. Let's do a spreadsheet. We got the paper that you don't use. Shit. Let's do it. Did they have children? Did they have children? Did they have children?
No more. Damn.
Did they have cars?
Yes.
Did they have jobs?
Yes.
Did they have fathers?
3 to 2. 3 yes, 2 no. So do 1, 2, 3 then XX.
No fathers. Mothers. Strong mothers.
Yes. All of them. So
Mm.
you trying to
No
say?
children. No children because you don't want a connection with anyone with children.
Mm-hmm.
See, the women you choose have to cling to you because they can't cling to anyone else.
Who the life coach here?
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Go ahead,
They
man.
because they don't have nothing to cling to.
I'm
so
gonna
they
go.
don't
I'm gonna
cling
go go sit on Mo's couch.
I know, right?
I need your business card.
They gonna cling to you, baby. That's why you choose them.
Although
You know they
I
cling
like
to
my
you.
therapist, I ain't gonna lie.
You do, but you don't. You like it because you get to do sweet nothings, and you're like, oh, I can get this one.
And then go.
Okay, but that's it. You don't want them.
I
But
know.
see, here's the part that you messing up, Q, and what you don't realize that you're doing yourself. Do you realize that as you talking these sweet nothings in their ear, see, you got to understand something about women. Like you said, women are emotional.
Right,
When you're
right.
on that phone, you're tapping into that emotion.
Thank you.
Oh,
You
that's
tapping
a good
into
point.
it.
Wow.
So it's more than a physical.
Mm-hmm.
See, you tapping and spending that time on the phone, conversing, that's doing more than you sleeping with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you spend so much time and then you finally sleep with them.
Mhm.
See, the sleeping with them part is one, that just is icing on the
Icing
cake.
on the cake, yeah.
But
yeah,
that emotional connection that they built to you, that's the shit why they be clinging.
But but see, I think I agree with that. But too, what also that drives me crazy. Like I said, the over clingy thing is like you do talk to them and stuff like that. But what it is like they try to some try to come in and adjust you, to like it's something different about you. I just want to know what it is about you. I want to see
No.
what's
Do they have
behind
careers?
your
No, here's the
eyes.
problem.
Careers or
What's
jobs?
Here's the problem,
Huh?
Q.
Do they have careers and jobs?
Here's the problem. They
Yeah,
actually
no,
look
no,
at
no,
you.
no, careers
No,
or jobs.
they look at you.
I
Number
don't feel
one,
nobody broke.
they look at you
I'll tell you
like a child.
Right.
That's how they see you because like you
'Cause they
said,
don't have
none
them.
of them have children. They look at you like a child because you are unique.
That's why they're trying to buy you clothes.
Exactly.
I don't even know about no clothes.
That's why they're trying to buy you clothes. Remember? You remember? That's why they're trying to buy you clothes. They change you.
You miss his ass.
That's why they're trying to buy you clothes.
Okay, y'all are right. Okay, I'm not
Ooh,
gonna.
yes,
I'm not gonna.
yes,
Big, what time is it, Big?
Hey, Reggie, I was going to
It's
tell you that.
11:47.
Big,
Reggie, I was going to tell you that, but you were so in
You know
love.
what?
I was like, I'm going to
Big,
sit
let's
right
do an
here.
impromptu break. Which one of them songs on there y'all want to listen
We got
to?
something coming about Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown.
We
Okay.
heard that the other week.
Shit, y'all didn't play it till y'all couldn't find it.
Go ahead, let's see.
What about broken clocks? You
Broken
got
Clock by
broken clocks
Shaza?
up there?
Oh, because the clock is right. Even a broken clock is right,
Right
twice.
twice a day?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what the song got in there?
You know what? What
No, it
about
ain't about that
Ascension?
at all.
Okay.
What about Ascension by Maxwell?
Woo!
Yes.
Maxwell, y'all want me to sing now? Woo!
No.
No, but I'm gonna tell you right now,
You sang
that
on your
CD,
birthday.
Urban
You sang
Hang
it once a
Suite,
year. That's all you
Urban
sang.
Hang Suite, boy, when I tell you in college,
Do you have?
You can't find them? What songs you can't find,
Do you
Big?
have snuff in your?
yeah, he does.
Y'all leave him alone now.
You're
Y'all
too
leave
young
him
to
alone.
dip,
I
baby.
know, that's something my granddaddy did.
Uh-huh.
And let me master gas real quick.
Go ahead.
Alright, people that say stuff about dipping, a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff has not been proven, right? So,
Mhm.
on top of that, there's people that smoke cigarettes, everybody has their own thing they do.
Everybody's got their own thing. Yes, my granddaddy was a snuff dipper. I was just talking about this. Skull was his thing.
Yeah.
Had a little spittoon, everything. Howsoever, I do have a cousin who ended up with whatever that tongue thing is. Like he had growth coming, and it was oh my god.
Well,
My
I-
grandma
Oh,
said-
my God.
My
you
grandma
have good
snuff-
oral hygiene.
Okay,
My
so
grandma-
just keep
my
that
grandma
good
did snuff.
oral hygiene because
I
you're
brush
too
three
cute
times.
to have that.
No,
ugly,
and you gotta make sure you
ugly
floss
ass-
too.
Yuck
Seriously,
mouth.
you gotta make sure you floss.
Absolutely. I thank
Okay.
God for
I actually get you a
that.
water
Cause I ain't
pick.
gonna say nothing because I'm a smoker, so you know what.
Get you a water pick. Get you a water pick.
Yo,
Spend
yes.
$100 on the water pick. It'll.
A Costco right now, $59.99. They got a mini, and you get one water pick, and you get a little mini one.
I
It's
tell
very
all
Yeah.
my all my students
$59.99.
dip, and I tell them not to. All my students
For
dip,
my
and I tell them
elders,
not
I look more for advice.
to.
Not like, oh,
Your students did.
I played baseball in college is where it came from.
You say your students did.
Yeah, my students
It's
dip.
such a
You know what?
country
This is
thing,
what this
though.
what you know what? Every time you start talking about your children, this is what I want to do.
My students
This is
dip.
exactly what I want to
Hey,
do.
Deuce on the line.
Hey, my students dip.
Hey, Deuce.
I was smoking at one point and makes your breath like, you know what I'm saying? I was smoking black. So like in college. And then my breath smell real bad. Like they're not like I can
I don't like cigarettes. I
Where
smoke
is our
Al
live at?
Capone's.
Where my life
Yeah.
at?
That's
I'm gonna
my-
tell you what
that's
you
my
need to.
favorite.
Hey, it's
That's
it's
I thought we
Dijon.
Deuce. I thought Deuce
Get you
was
some
on the phone.
vanilla Dijon.
No, Deuces, I think it's on live. I can't find it.
Deuce on the phone or Deuce on live?
Deuces don't
But
buy.
no, you get the vanilla Dijon's, they don't smell and they don't
Hi,
leave your breath.
Deuce.
So hey, Miss Deuce. So I got a question, Mo. So you say you're cheering at your school, the ones that you teach at the schoolhouse, the
They
cheering,
do.
they did.
They do.
Okay, so every time you start talking about your kids, I'm gonna do this right here in the criminal justice system. I'm just gonna start mouthing out the law and order thing because you got crime sprees going up at your school. Oh, hold up. Shout out to Galveston County, Santa Fe, Texas, where they had the mass shooting on yesterday.
Oh, yes.
I think it was
I do find it interesting though that a white person with a gun can get taken in and an unarmed black person will get killed.
Every time.
Why is it interesting? That's how it's been for the last 400 years.
Because I mean, you would. This is just me. I would have. I just don't understand how you can't even try to make it look good. Kill one, just
Yeah.
to make it look like it's not a thing.
What's up, B?
Yes, sir.
I just gotta ask y'all before y'all get out of here.
Yes, sir.
So, I know you kind of talked about it a couple weeks ago, the Kanye situation.
Yeah.
There's something I wanted to ask you about just our culture in general. Why is it that, our people sold us to white people in the beginning of slavery? Like, do y'all think that today is still kind of like that?
It is still
No,
happening.
and that's what I said
happening.
earlier. When Africans, they turn their nose up at people in the U.S. Or black people in the U.S., they will turn their nose up at you because of that actual reason. They feel like their families were superior and they did not get captured and they did not get sold into slavery. And so they look at us that were bought over here by slavery. They look at us as less than.
And we're no longer pure.
Yeah.
I would say,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
because
we're not
we are
considered
raped
pure.
by
Yeah.
white people, our bloodline is no longer pure, and they will tell us we're weak. They'll tell us that we're weak, we're weak-minded. They'll tell us that we're weak physically. They tell us that we have a lot of diseases because we were mixed.
Mhm.
Because we're mixed.
Mhm.
Because the slave masters.
But
raped us.
then what gets them is that if you're a knowledgeable black person in the U.S. and you can clown them on the sexual transmitted disease rate in Africa,
Right.
which every country you go to, or on top of the fact that none of their athletes, now I'll give it to them, long distance,
Kenyans.
yeah, you look at running marathons, they got
But
their
not
hands
South
down.
Africans.
Right.
Kenyans.
Kenyans,
So with that
but
being said,
But if you look at basketball, football, you look at any other sport that runs the world, including soccer, yeah, they lack it.
Okay, what
And they don't like that when you hit them with that
with that
price.
being said, when Kanye said slavery was a choice, I don't agree with it completely, just because of the fact that like the mental side of it and there's different factors that go into it.
Right.
I don't
But-
think it's a choice, but I do think that with
Jukebox.
the lack of education, and my husband will attest to this, a lot of times he was called white because he spoke properly,
Mm-hmm.
and
Because you know what, like I grew up in South Dallas up until I went to high school, but then when I go back, it's like my cousins, they clown me a little bit, like, bro, you really white.
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's like
no, it's because
Being too black is not cool, but like having common sense.
there's a time and a
is,
place.
No, let me.
But no, hold on. No. Here's the thing. From a male perspective, I'm gonna tell you like this, dude. Elementary, middle school, I went to predominantly white schools. I didn't go to a hood school. I didn't go to Kimball until high school. Now, Q will tell you, in the classroom, my boys, they clowned me because as far as books and stuff like that goes, I was on point. I was way ahead of where they were. But then the funny part was, you get me out on that football field. You clown too much in that classroom, you come out on that football field, playboy, I'm going to give you a couple snot bubbles. That's how that roll. So everybody knew that, like, okay, we can tease Hendrix just a little bit, but we can't go too far. Because we get him out on that football field, he going to tell some new assholes.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, like they clowned me until I went to school and played baseball in
Right.
college, and they were like, oh,
Right.
wow.
You got talent.
Here's the thing, though.
Mhm.
Anybody that teases you, and there's a difference between your friends, poking back and forth with your friends, or versus somebody that's trying to clown you and bully you.
Bully you.
When they doing that, they're jealous. It's as simple as that. They're jealous. So they're gonna look at any aspect of your life that is better than theirs, and instead of pumping you up for it, they're gonna degrade you for that same
To
thing
make
that they.
themselves
And
feel
the
better about
craziest thing
them.
I've ever experienced, right, was the fact that, like, the hood is so detached, it seems like, from the rest of the world. I
It
didn't
is.
see a white person until I was 7 years old.
And you know what?
Except
And
on
now,
TV.
and you know, and
Not
now,
even then. Like,
you know-
I literally asked my mom, like, I made the girl, we stayed in these apartments out in Capel, and I made this girl come back with me from the playground and to stand, like, up under my balcony. I look at my mom, I'm like, hey, mom, like, why is this girl so bright? And for her to explain that to me, I bet, like, to this day, I know that's the hardest question I've ever asked my mom.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, no, but you know, you're black and she's considered white. I was like, nah, you know, this is black, you know, this is white. Like,
Right.
she's just super bright.
My son,
Right.
my son will tell you that he's white, and I'm like, why? Why do you think you're white? You know, and then my other son, actually, my mother, his grandmother, went to school with him one day, and a kid flat out said, "That's your grandma? She's white."
yeah.
And my son was like, "Yeah."
And this is why we have to speak about colorism on a later show, because we're from chalk to charcoal.
We are.
And the most important aspect of that is because it was by force. It wasn't always by choice.
Right.
And so that's where we as black people get the nigger versus the nigga, because we've divided ourselves, Kanye with Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian with every black man. She done married more black men and been with more black men than I've been.
I think
Ah!
she just
But,
She
married
so,
two
but
of
we're
them.
supposed to be, like, loving people,
No,
right?
no,
Not, why not?
no, because we have got to stop to be loving people and forgiving people when nobody loves us or forgives us. We got to show people how to do that. We got to show people how to act. We got to stop thinking white is right and light is better. If I hear another young man say, "Oh, I want to have a baby by this girl," not marry the hoe, because you're a hoe.
But no, I've heard
have
that
a baby
from
by
women.
this girl so she can have
No,
good
I have
women
heard
are
so she
that
can
from
saying-
have
women.
good hair.
I have heard that from women.
So she
and,
can be
oh my
light-skinned.
goodness. Oh,
I said you better marry somebody who got an IQ who can read a book.
But you know what?
I've
said they don't
heard this from
understand
women.
But that's colorism.
But say,
and that's
you know
red
what?
as ugly hair.
And we can definitely make that
So,
the whole of next show.
apparently we
What,
touched,
colorism?
we touched on some topics that we gonna have to expand our soul.
Yeah.
Because-
Our soul portfolio.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
left y'all with some game like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the youngster, I tell you, youngster, you good.
Colorism is good. I mean, we
Yeah.
definitely can talk
So-
about that. Listen, we got 3 minutes left. If anybody got a couple of minutes you
No,
want
y'all
to
supposed to mash the gas. Remember?
No, I just want to say this.
What?
It is sundress
Sundress
season.
season.
Hey, don't let no $40 sundress turn into $7,000 worth of child support now.
Damn.
Hey,
That's an encouragement
Hey.
word right there.
yeah, you know. Hey, B, I think
That's
at
encouraging
this
word
point
right
in my
there,
life, I've figured out how to handle that situation.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. First off, I just want to say, good show, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all funny.
Yay,
as hell.
good show.
What-
And you know what? I'm actually surprised we stayed on topic.
And we
But
stayed
like,
on
unless the
topic.
last 15, 20 minutes, that's pretty damn good for us.
And we on
I
time.
think they all kind of
We on
intertwined.
time.
I think they all.
Mental health. And then we're gonna do colorism and mental health, because you know,
Well, you know, June's gonna be it's gonna be a busy month for us.
a wedding
Yeah.
month. Oh, June.
Ain't none of us getting married.
You
I
sure
got
will?
married. I got married June 19th. I'm a
You
June
celebrate
bride.
your
Oh yeah,
anniversary.
that's your anniversary.
I'm a June
It's
bride.
coming.
That's your anniversary.
You a
We
June
talking about-
bride?
I'm a June
What the
bride.
hell is the difference between a June bride and a May bride, other than the fact that they got married in different months? A bride's a bride.
Oh,
June is the
that's
number one wedding season.
Anyway, everybody, in Radio Land, we appreciate. Listen, we checked our demographics real quick. I just want to give a shout out to France.
Yes.
To France.
I didn't realize we was that big in France.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, mi amor.
Bonsoir. Oh, it's evening now. Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Yeah, because it's evening. That's 6
Oh,
hours
yes,
in front
yes,
of us.
yes, yes.
Bonsoir. Is that?
Look, I'm gonna need y'all to learn, if you're gonna speak French, I need you to learn how to pronunciate it properly.
Oh, my
Merci
bad.
beaucoup.
French was
Merci.
not my
That's
thing.
how I feel
Spanish.
when
I
y'all
took
in here speaking
Spanish.
Spanish. I speak Spanish.
Bonsoir, merci
You better speak
beaucoup.
Spanish. Ain't your woman Spanish?
Yes,
You better speak Spanish.
Merci beaucoup.
You better.
Oui,
Did she
oui,
make good
beaucoup.
noodles?
Ménage à toi.
Wow.
She
Wow.
wants to make
My husband makes menudo that would make any Mexican mother proud. He's straight Blaxican.
He's a black skin.
Black.
You talking my
You
language.
know what? I like menudo, so
We
you know what? Bring it.
We got a hole in the wall Mexican restaurant that when we come through, they're like, "Hey, go and sit over here and bring his food out to him." I be like, "Shit, can I get some tea?"
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on next week, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. right here on the After Party Radio on the goddamn B-side.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh.
we will be back on next weekend, and we appreciate all that shit. We'll see you later. God bless, and take care of all that shit. Do something good for yourself.
Yeah.
Amen.
Mo,
Yeah, baby.
We still on live though, Facebook.
Hey.
I'm so glad that you said
Yeah,
that.
we gotta cut off Facebook Live before we go in.
Yeah, because, you know, we be... Hey, Trina Bryant. Trina Bryant, what's going on, girl?
I didn't want to say nothing, Q. Turn it off.
I'll see y'all later, man. I got to cut this off. Appreciate y'all watching.